All right. So I think most of you know I am Wendy Hagstrom, and I teach with Hung Lao Sher, my partner teacher. I am the lead teacher for this year for the program. So it is part of my responsibility to have parent ed as well. And so when Mary Cliff approached that they wanted to have the same night that I wanted to have, it worked out very well. So we are doing this in conjunction with the Academic Support Committee, the parent committee as well. So Mary just mentioned that the district is working on the Mandarin curriculum, so that is a work in progress. Of course, only one school has more grade levels than we do, City Terrace downtown. And we have one school that is in their second year, and of course we're in our third year here. So there's just 3 schools so far in the district that have a Mandarin program. But tonight we'd like to explain the new progress report that's going to be presented to you at parent conferences starting next week. And we'd also like to explain the difference in the Mandarin language art marks and the Mandarin language development marks that your children will be getting according to the current district guidelines. We'd also like to perhaps give you a couple suggestions as you enter your first parent conferences. There's always questions in your mind. So we thought maybe we'd give you some ideas about how to prepare for those. As you're aware, that each Mandarin and each English teacher has 24 students, up to 24 students. That means that each teacher has 48 students today, 48 sets of assessments, 48 report cards to do, and 48 parent conferences. So for that reason, the teachers hold the parent conferences together. So you'll see both of your child's teachers at the same time. That way we feel we can give you a good glimpse of how your child's day goes and how they're doing in school and their progress in language. So parent conferences will start next week depending on your grade level. Your teachers should have posted the available spaces. Some classes start a little earlier than others. I think kindergarten is starting next Thursday. And the following week, I want you to be sure to remember that Tuesday is a regular early dismissal, 1:39. 1 o'clock, 1:39 dismissal. And then the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the 14th, 15th, and 16th of the following week, we call those minimum days, and school ends at 12:45. Those of you with children in Star will be available for your children directly after dismissal, just like a regular day. So I think the first thing I'd like to talk about is how to prepare for a parent conference. I think that in preparation, maybe to think about questions that you have about your student, either academic questions or behavioral questions, social questions, whatever you might think that might not come to you that day, just jot them down. And the teachers are making notes as well so that we can keep an ongoing conversation. The conferences are very tightly scheduled. So we wanted to have this tonight so that we're not explaining the report card, we can get right down to your child's progress. So the progress report will be in all academic areas of English and Chinese, as well as work habits and behavior. And as a teacher, I can personally say I've always enjoyed parent conferences. It's a way to connect with the families and to learn more about our students that we might not already know. So the parents have a chance to get a one-on-one time with the teacher, which is always important. So first of all, when I start the report cards, for those of you who were in the program last year, the report cards are completely different in the way that you're going to read them. These report cards are transferable to other schools. The problem that we had before is that you had to completely explain the report card wherever you might go. It was odd. So I think the new ones are going to be better, and there'll be less confusion for everyone. There's a part A and a part B. Part A is for the language arts. I have a big visual in 1 minute. It's for the language arts and English language arts. And then part B will be your target language, which is in this case Mandarin. So let's start with part A. Just give us a 1 minute warm up here. So part A is similar to all the district progress reports. It's universal, okay? The only change is that it'll get brighter in just 1 second here. That's brighter. Okay, it just needs to warm up a minute. The only difference that you'll see is that in the area right here at one point it says your child is enrolled in the following English language development program, and it says dual language Mandarin. So that's one change. Let's see. It's okay. Oh, you want to point for me? Okay. The lovely Carol Shem will point for me. Okay. Now, I wrote this a certain way, so you'll see in just a second. All scores are between 4 and 1. And I wrote it that way so that you can see, you can see that they start at 4 and to 1. So to make it perfectly clear, when I was writing this up, I thought it would be easier if I did it the same way the report card looks for you. There's an academic achievement, the AC column. You show the academic achievement column right there. Now, that's where you're going to get a score between 4 and 1. And I should have had a copy. And that means advanced proficient, partially proficient, and not proficient in the academic progress, just the academic progress. And I want to remind you, I think the first question parents always ask me is, I thought my child would get all 4s. And I want you to know that many of your students will get 4s, but please remember that a score of 4 means that you're truly advanced beyond proficiency, and that you've mastered whatever skill it is that we are studying, okay? So you have to have mastered and gone beyond. So as we say, you see a 4, that means advanced. You see a 3, that means proficient, grade level proficient. Both these scores means that either a 4 or 3 means that your child is meeting the standards, okay? Meeting the standards for proficiency in that grading period. A 2 means partially proficient or approaching proficient. All right, they have not yet mastered that skill. They are not proficient. And then, of course, number 1, if your child was possibly getting a 1, you would have gotten a notice, a warning notice a few weeks ago. So if that was the situation, I'm sure you've already spoken to your teacher about that. Now, effort is the next column. It says EF. That means a level of participation and how much your child is performing in the class at whatever the skill is. So strong, consistent, inconsistent, and poor are the effort scores. And when you look at the report card, it's all right there, so you'll be able to see. It's all right there. All right, now let's look at the second page. Please excuse, they have not published a copy of the new report card. I had to take a district sample and white it out, so please bear with me on that. When teachers make report cards, we have drop-down menus like the rest of the world, so we're filling in blindly, and we have to wait till it's printed, to see what it actually looks like. So we're not quite there yet, but we're all anxiously awaiting this second page here. So you can see that I've made my notes when I was at the district. So here's what it says. Part B, and that has TLA. TLA means Target Language Arts. So in our case, target language means that your children are studying Mandarin. They kept it kind of universal for the schools that have dual language programs. So it says TLA, and you are all thinking MLA, right? MLA. You're thinking, oh, that's the Mandarin score. Okay, so in a minute, Ms. Chen is going to exactly explain MLA and MLD, but just bear with me so that you know what to look for when you see the report card. Okay, this is the one we have the most questions on at parent conferences, so you'll be a little bit more aware when you go. Now, the scoring again is the same, a 4, meaning, what's the word? Advanced. A 4 is an advanced, and then a 3 proficient, and then partially proficient and not proficient. Okay, so there's 4, 3, 2, 1, same kind of scoring. And these scores apply to Mandarin language development in the areas of reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So you can see I tried to make it a little bigger for you. And you can see the 1, 2, and 3 as you go across the column. That means first grading period, second grading period, and third grading period. Right now we're only concerned with the first one. Okay. Now those of you who had report cards last time, it was very confusing because what said ELD we had to say was MLD. It's easy, much easier now. No confusion, but very different for parents in first grade and second grade. Much easier. So that's good. All right, now, along with the report card, you can see it has the academic achievement here and effort, same as in the English portion of the report card. So it has the same kind of scoring, and the effort is scoring like 4 for strong, 3 for consistent, 2 for inconsistent, and 1 for poor. So it's the same kind of scoring for effort. Okay, the academic has the proficient, and the same, the 4 would be a strong if we were talking about effort. Okay, now the scores for target language development, the TLD, which is the second half here, that's a little bit different because that is in comparison, your child in comparison to a native speaker of Mandarin. So you can imagine your scores will be different because most of your children are starters at the beginning, known as novices, okay, beginning level. So don't expect to see large numbers there because everyone, when it comes to MLD, is going to be a beginner. All right? So the TLD, which is of course, we're thinking, right? We're thinking MLD. When you see TLD, you're thinking MLD is also in the areas of writing, speaking, reading, writing, and they switched it. Hopefully on the final report card it'll look properly so that it would be speaking and listening. Listening is usually the last column. So those are the points that I wanted to make about the report card and parent conferences. So let's let Ms. Chen, we have to switch technology here, so give us 1 minute. But we're going to switch and she'll talk to you.